I'll do.
I'll do.
Keith, as you watch this is a little vlog. I'm doing 20 questions with Keith. We're going to do his life story. Small world. When you were younger, Keith, who did you knock about? We have just interviewed.
That's Tony Wilson, yeah.
Tony Wilson, I've just interviewed. You used to hang about together. You thought Tony were dead, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, amazing stuff. So, as you watch this, it's Thursday night. Friday night, part 1 of Tony Wilson's life story, yeah? On the Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, his name just gone out of my head. How bad's that? James, life story, yeah? First part. I'm putting 2 long content up at weekend, Friday, Saturday. I won't be posting Sunday. We're gonna have Sunday's a family day, and I won't be posting Monday, but probably 5 days a week to keep you guys in the picture where I'm going. Me and Keith's had a coffee. We've had a little chat. I just want to do this little vlog. Something he mentioned to me, and we spoke very little before this, have we? Mm-hmm. You messaged me. We'll talk about that when we do 20 questions. So, Keith, I've thought about this before, yeah. What I'm going to ask you about. For me, there's no percentage now in naming bullies in prison. I'm talking about staff now. Mm-hmm. Innocent till proved guilty. These guys are never going to be tried. However, some of the incidents and stuff like that, shocking. So I don't want to tell you, we're not going to talk about his name. However, I will say the guy we're talking about now, Keith, isn't the first and won't be the last person who we've had discussions about this guy. You know, prison officers are not above the law, handing out kickings and the like to people because you can get away with it and you're a bully. Well, out of order. So, without telling us what for, Keith, you did briefly mention that you got a good kicking in Strangeways.
Yeah, I did.
So, again, without telling us what for, just explain how that incident ran its course, mate, if you don't mind. Is it, you know, things like this, not necessarily thinking about every day, but is it still something that...
Well, there were two incidents. I mean, he was one of them. There was a separate incident as well.
Well, let's talk about him first.
Yeah. I've done very little. Very little.
Don't tell us till the end. I know what he's done, but I've just...
Yeah, he punched me in the solar plex and sucked the wind.
Was this in a cell?
Yeah.
Was he on his own?
Yeah. He was on his own. Well, no, he wasn't his own. There was someone behind him. But I don't know who that was. But I know him very well from another prison.
Right.
I knew what he was like then. And he took the wind right out of my sails. But as he was asking me questions about what I'd done, I couldn't answer him because I was winded.
Yep.
And because I wasn't answering him, he was smacking me around the head.
So you're a big lad, Keith. Did you think about, you know, going for it, as it were?
No, well, to be honest, I knew his reputation. So no, I didn't, mate, no.
You're just going to make things worse?
Yeah, definitely. And you know that. You retaliate to prison staff, you're in trouble.
No, not all prisons. Some people don't take it. Yeah, definitely.
He would have...
Yeah, if you're in that prison, he's going to be on your case.
He'd have carried you to the seg himself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right. Did you receive any injuries?
No, not really, just a red face.
When you got your first crack, was that were you not expecting it?
No.
Right. Now tell people what you were guilty of.
I was walking on a landing. I had my flip-flops on. I was going for some hot water. That's what it was. But he let me walk from his cell to the hot water in before he called me back. Well, he screamed at me, scumbag.
Yeah.
I came back, and as I got to my doorway, that's when he hit me.
Flip-flops, you can wear them in showers, you can wear them in your cell. You're not supposed to wear them on landing. You know, obviously, it's a serious offence, that. You're laughing now, it's disgusting, isn't it? So I tell you what, mate, you probably took that. I know people who've told me, obviously I'm not there at the time, you know, I haven't witnessed this, but I know they've talked about him, and these lads had proper good kickings for far less than you did, which is nothing. The other incident, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that was the one that that shocked me. So, I was leading over the landing on one of the wings.
Yep.
And I looked down and I just seen an officer running off the exercise yard and look up and asked me if I was taking the mick. And I said, what? And he said, what, me? And he come running up the stairs. And I ran in my cell. I don't know how far we're going.
Yep.
I ran in my cell. Only that big, the officer. Say his name later. And he come in and he said that I threw a toilet brush out of the window.
Yep.
And it hit him. I didn't even have a toilet. Well, I said to him, I haven't got a toilet brush. He said, no, because you threw it out the window. And it hit me on the shoulder. Anyway, he told me I had a choice. I'd take a nicking or take an headbutt. I said I'd take the headbutt because I thought he'd be joking.
Yeah.
And he popped my nose. He popped my nose. He headbutt me and popped my nose, shut the door, and walked off like it was nothing. That affects you because when you go places like, you don't think them, well, it's not allowed, but you don't think it happens until it happens to you.
I, remembering you now, you weren't a troublesome prisoner, were you?
Never have been.
Never. Polite, compliant, just get on with your stuff. Treat people and speak to people how you spoke to and treat this in.
Yeah.
Out of order, absolutely out of order. I'm going to mention this again. You know, there's a lot of people think about going into prison service. Watch this channel, a lot of people who are in the prison service and that. Nobody's above the law. You know, actions like that, pack mentality and things like that. Advice again, be humble, treat people properly and be yourself when you're in prison. It's very difficult to stand on your own, you know, it's dead easy to stand in a crowd. You'll know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
And just to reiterate what I've always said, my biggest problems came from staff, people I work with, and not the prisoners.
Yeah. It's worse now, isn't it? I mean, the age of officers now, the younger, the no life experience. When I started, all prison officers were in the 40s. You got a lot of them ex-forces.
Yep.
No, they had life experience. You knew where you stood.
It has been a brutal regime. It'll probably return to that. There's no excuses, guys, is there? Do you know things like that? What do you think about it now when you look back at that? Because there's no punishment, is there, for them people?
Do you know what? Over the years, I've met. I mean, I said to Mrs. last night when we were watching you, I said, he's 1 in 30. She said, what do you mean? I said, he's 1 in 30 officers. That's my experience in prison. You know, you get some really good officers who'll go out the way for you.
Middle of the road.
Yeah, who'll listen to you, and talk to you, you know, and they'll put you in touch with the right people if you need to. But there's some that, you know, we know. I don't need to say it. It's just,
yeah. It's sad that it's part of the course and you just take things like that. But like you said, quite often you can make it worse.
Yeah.
So this is Keith. Life story. 20 questions first. Not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after. Life story. Saturday after the Wednesday. Cheers.
That's right, mate.
I'll see you.